Hello there, madams and gents. You know who this is, and happy Monday to y'all. Today we're going to be looking at an event that was documented this past Friday, which is the greatest the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. So now let's look at the first match that was spoiled before the event even started, which was John Cena versus Triple H. Now, in true fashion, John Cena as the typical babyface and Triple H as the heel. So the last time they had this kind of rivalry like this was back in WrestleMania 22 between John Cena versus Triple H for the WWE Championship. And this match right here was pretty entertaining. It's not that much of a great 5-star match that Uncle Dave would probably rate, but this one would stand out pretty well, and these guys can go at each other for days and better than Cena versus Orton, or even fight any other person, but overall this match was pretty decent. Next match here, the Cruiserweight Championship match between Cedric Alexander versus Kalisto. Now this match right here, in my opinion, match of the night. I would have to say for myself, as much as I don't watch 205 Live, I would have to say that this match was pretty damn good. 205 Live, I heard it was really well done ever since Rockstar Spud became the manager of it, general manager. And after watching this match, I might tune into 205 Live now, but that's debatable. But overall, this match stand out as his peaks, and Cedric Alexander retaining the Cruiserweight title in fashion. Coming up next is the Bar versus the Deleters of Worlds for the vacated Raw Tag Team titles. Now, this would mean that the Bar, if they get the titles back, they would go back to Monday Night Raw as they were already on SmackDown. But we all know the Deleters of Worlds were going to win the tag team titles regardless. The Deleters of Worlds have earned their spot way to get into the tournament to get those titles. Well, the Bar is just waiting for their titles after Braun Strowman and Nicholas beat them at WrestleMania and were forced to relinquish the titles no matter what. But overall, this match was alright, it was decent, and the Deleters of Worlds come out on top. Speaking of Hardys, we have Jeff Hardy versus Jinder Mahal for the United States Championship. As much as I know that it kind of mind boggles me that they let an Indian into Saudi Arabia event, this match right here wasn't that much great. Yeah, the match was alright. Despite the whole botch mania that Jinder Mahal with his delayed reaction to the Whisper of the Wind by Jeff Hardy, this one was a typical, match that just to get out of the way because, no way Jinder Mahal is going to go back to SmackDown and win the title anyways. But anyway, he retains. Next up, we have the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Now, in this match here, we all know that the Usos are not going to retain the title. They're not going to get the titles back from the Bludgeon Brothers. This is, like I said, kind of like a house show, and the Bludgeon Brothers are going to go on top. These two have amazing rivalry, to have great chemistry with one another. They don't need the New Day to be included either anyway. But overall, the Bludgeon Brothers, with a true fashion, bury the Usos or squash them in another way. Have a good time. Next up, we have Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title in the ladder match. Now everybody's saying that this ladder match was pretty good. To me, it didn't really feel like a ladder match. It just felt like one of them ladder matches they would actually have in a house show. No pun intended. But to compare this to the ladder match that was NXT TakeOver, the NXT TakeOver one was actually pretty awesome. This one was just lackluster. The ending was lackluster as well. Finn Balor acted like he's vulnerable while Seth Rollins grabs the title immediately. Overall, the match was alright. Next up, we have AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. Now, in my opinion, this match was a lot better than the WrestleMania match they had back at WrestleMania. And I don't know sure if it's Shinsuke or AJ, or probably it was Shinsuke, but then the match was actually a lot better than I expected. But great match. It's one of those great match, bad endings type of way, just a setup for Backlash when AJ and Shinsuke fight again, and then probably Shinsuke gets the title. Ends in a double count out. I wouldn't end in a disqualification. But that whole sequence would have been dope to have, though. Coming up next is a casket match between Rusev Day versus The Undertaker. And which kind of mind boggles me about this match is that Undertaker can have a 10-minute match, close 10-minute match, against Rusev, but can't have a decent WrestleMania match against John Cena. Just has a 2-minute match. But I don't know, I don't get that. But this was just to test out if Undertaker could still go, and despite the casket match, Undertaker still fell a bit gassed out fighting in a casket match against Rusev. But we all know that there's no way that Undertaker's going to lose to Rusev there. But overall, rest in peace. Next up, we have the Universal Championship match in a steel cage between the Big Dog versus the Beast. Now this one, it's still the same feeling of a gimmick match, just like it was at WrestleMania 34, but this one had a little weird ending to it, controversy, where everybody knows that Roman Reigns is not going to beat Brock Lesnar for the title at Saudi Arabia, but this one actually meant that Roman Reigns did beat him for the title, despite that his feet were actually touching the floor and Brock's feet were touching the cage, but WWE's planning this for the actual storyline. Brock retains. But last but not least, it is the greatest Royal Rumble with 50-man Royal Rumble match. Now, this one has to take my second favorite into the match. We had NXT call-ups, we had MVPs of the night, and no, I'm not talking about the Titus World Slide incident that Titus O'Neil had at the Saudi Arabia MVP title. I'm talking about the MVPs in the night, such as Braun Strowman, Daniel Bryan, and Elias. Yeah, I'm including Elias in this one because he actually survived pretty well damn good. Daniel Bryan with bruises on his chest from Roderick Strong's slaps. It was crazy. Daniel Bryan, I felt like Daniel Bryan should have won the match either way, but Big Cass threw him over the top early to start the storyline, and it got saved with Braun Strowman going over and getting not only a trophy, but a title that nobody even knew that even was going to happen. But overall, and we had people like Dan Matha, Tucker Knight, and Roderick Strong, like I said, and also somebody who's a big, fat Japanese dude that I don't even know who, and this other guy who was previous actually with Leo Rush. But overall, great Royal Rumble match in my opinion. So there you have it, folks. That was my review on the greatest Royal Rumble event. If I have to give it any verdict, I would have to give this a 3.5 out of 5. Did you agree with my opinion? Did you not? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Boop!